Welcome back to the Light to Ed online video show. I'm here with my host, Greg Eric. We're about to talk about the lighting industry. But before we do, we have to tell you about the good folks down at Keystone Technologies. Go to KEYSTONETECH.com. That's right, in the heart of the Keystone State. Keystone Technologies. What do you got, Greg?
Did you call me a host?
Are you the co-host or the host, or are we just friends?
I thought I was co-host or just friends, whatever. I'll take it. No titles here. Okay, so we do a lot of lighting projects, going out in the field. A lot of times you're bidding against people, you're checking out lighting. Apples to apples really never happens. We all know that. But, some of the things that can really harm a project or can kind of put a bad spin on it sometimes. There can be good too, and we'll talk about that. But are the little things, like you're doing a big project. I'm giving you an example the other day of an office building. I've got all the linear fixtures, linear fluorescent fixtures. They've got their high bays. They've got their recessed can lights, all that stuff. Easy, makes sense. We know what to do. Then you get to the decorative little things in their lunchroom. 6 decorative pendants. And it's like, oh, I didn't count them. And they're like, let's do them. Oh, good. Okay. Well, you can't retrofit it because, you could, but it's those bi-pin halogen where you're not going to get any light out of it, and whatever. And the sockets are broken and blah, blah, blah. So, and the lights aren't on and they're not needed, but I guess because you had them, you need them. So let's find you 6 decorative pendant lights. So you go back and forth on all the decorative thing, trying to find the right look for them. Nothing looks like what they had, but will this kind of work? And, it's like, yeah, that kind of works. And I'm spending a lot more time on these 6 fixtures than I spent walking the building, counting the lights, putting the audit in, doing the proposal. It's probably double the amount of time on these 6 pendant lights. So then you get there, and you get them in, or you order the project, get everything going, and then you find out that the pendant lengths from before were 12 feet, and the ones you got them were 8 feet. So now they're 4 foot higher than that. And it's like, oh man, these decorative fixtures. Now you got to go back and get longer pendants and do all that stuff. So I know I'm complaining here, but there might be a point. And the other part that I run into sometimes are task lighting. Like people say we're going to do everything to LED, and they assume they're doing everything, and then it's like, well, what about this little light I have underneath my desk that I sometimes turn on? It's like, yeah, we didn't count that, and then you got to go in and figure out what it is, and it's some oddball light, and trying to retro or change that is not easy. So
just tell them it's LED already.
Point.
Yes. Tilt your camera just a touch higher for me. Just tilt your camera. Your head's popping above. Yeah, there we go.
There you go. I'm moving around a little.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just what I guess projects can go wrong, and unintendedly. Like it's something where you didn't. Like you don't want to even sell it. You didn't even try to do it, but now they're asking for it, and now it turns into an issue. How do we spin this into a positive?
Do you know how to say no?
No. Oh, I did it. I did it.
Right? I mean, yeah. So, this is not a one-off. This happens to you a lot. Right? It happens to me. I just say no now. Or I say something, I think they're already LED. I don't know if they are or not.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying they're LED. I know people say Colligan's a liar, but so aren't they already LED? Right. So what I try to do, if there's something I don't want to do, but I don't want to say I don't want to do it, okay, I put a little bit of attrition in place, like a little bit of an attrition strategy, right? Like let's say somebody in Calgary. Calgary is very far from Toronto, U.S. listeners. This is probably as far as California is from New York, okay? Orders 2 light bulbs from me. And the return policy is they can return them, right? If they, for whatever reason, you're not going to get into that. Different policies on returns could be a whole show, but we send them a form to fill out, right? Put a little bit of attrition in the way. Right. So in this case, what you would do is you'd say, do you have the cut sheets from those fixtures in the as-built manual? Where's your as-built manual? Oh, yeah. Who would be in charge of that? Oh, it's Jimmy down in thing. Yeah. Can you go ask him if he has the as-built manual and I can see what kind of fixtures those are? Because they're decorative, right? He's like, yeah, okay. Because I want to make sure that we create the same effect. You put a little bit of attrition in the way. And those as built, those cut sheets are valuable for what you're trying to do, right?
Oh
Tells you
yeah,
what kind of transformers in there, if it's low voltage, if it's GU10, whatever.
that was the other thing. Yeah, you don't always know if it's low voltage or line without
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
up
yeah,
into the
yeah.
ceiling.
Before we get into it, I just want to know what I'm working with here. Where do you have the cut sheets on those? Yeah, we should have them somewhere. Great, just fire those off to me. Right now, you've given them a little bit of a project first.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You put a little bit of attrition in the way. Not that you're not going to do it, but you'll probably get rid of like 80% of the people that way. They'll like
So,
go down and Jim's not there. He's working from home. Right? Call Jim up. Hey, Jimmy, where's the as-built documents from when we when we built the building? Oh, You got to talk to Susie in records or whatever, right? It turns into like a bit of a problem for them. And then that's
yep,
how you can kind of like if you really don't want to do it, you just put a little bit of you don't say no, right? But you say, okay, no problem. But here's what I need
sure.
first. So you send them on a little mission. And then a lot of people like forget about it or get busy doing something else and then they move on and then you follow up in a month. Hey, did you get those as-builts? Oh, no, I couldn't find them. All right, well, you just, okay, so what do you want to do now? Well, let me call you back next week. Okay, great. Right, a little bit of
I
attrition can go a long way.
yeah, I think I agreed to some degree on that, but um, my issue with it is, and it holds up my bigger project that I really want to sell. I
Oh,
want to get
I
this
thought you
other
already
one
sold
done.
the project.
Well, I did, but then it's like, let's do these 6, and then it delays everything. So they
Ooh,
said, yeah,
yeah.
let's do it. And then now it's like, let's do these too. And it's like,
Yeah, you got to do it. You just got to bite the bullet. You can't
yeah,
say no to that. You can't say no to that because you're waiting for that $100,000 PO, and it's like, what you could do. The other way you can do it, is that you can actually rewire those whole fixtures, those pendant decorative fixtures. You can change the
yeah,
whole things. What you do is you just say it's $300 a pop, popping on the bottom line, and then you deal with it afterward when you're getting paid.
yeah,
Right? 'Cause it's not going to
true,
cost more than $300. Well, maybe a 12-foot
right.
pendant might actually.
Yeah, no, I mean, the
Is
ones
it
I
a
was looking
hanging
at
one on a
weren't.
wire, or is it on a
Yeah,
pendant?
it was on a pendant. Yeah,
Yeah, I would just throw
tough.
a price at it and then get in there and dump it on the electrician. Say, get this working, and that's it.
Yeah, I think that's important with a lot of projects is when they ask you for that oddball stuff. I also had people asking for neon, a job I did recently where it's like replace these neon with, and it's like, oh man, whole nother thing. Okay, now I know an estimate. You want to replace all that stuff, 20 grand. Now do you want to replace it?
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Oh yeah,
okay. Then
yeah,
let's
yeah.
do this. And
hmm
so budget,
Yeah,
ballpark, move on.
yeah. You can is it depends on the relationship with the customer there. So I thought you had finished the project, and they came
Oh
back to you
no.
and said we want everything LED,
Mm,
everything. Right. So yeah, a good
yeah.
one is I think that's LED already. That's a good answer to say, and then they can confirm or deny that. No, it's not. It's halogen or whatever. And sometimes they forget,
Mm,
but yeah, if it's part of the project, it's part of the project. We got to deal with it. There's no way out. Can't find your way out of
all
that.
right.
Because you know what? Your
Let's do it
competitor will
then.
come in and he'll figure it out.
You're right.
That's the Lights Head online video show where we come up with our schemes of attrition and how to deal with customers and stuff we don't want to do that are part of projects. But hey, folks, is what it is. You got to serve the customer. That's right. Why would someone want to do business with you? Why you? It's a good question. I know why I do business with Keystone Technologies, KEYSTONETECH.com, because they have great products, good service, and it's light made easy. That's right, KeystoneTech.com.